Okay, welcome back to another episode of Disco Elysium. Let's keep going. Frozen ice cream maker. Check out this shelf. There's some coins on it. Yep, there's coins. And like a health thing. Breaker box. 2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. One red leads ice bear fridge. And one black one leads the ice cream maker nearby. Let's plug the red one. Electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now. Nice. Intercom wires running into the breaker box. Post one drama. Insane mesh tank top. Here's some coins. Cellar window. People's feet shuffling by on the street. Wall collapse. Inaccessible now. Central furnace. A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, covering it in pitch black. Kim, what is this thing? It's a furnace? Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney. He opens the door and gingerly peers inside. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire, only dead rats. Look inside the furnace. It's dark and grimy in here. In the darkness you can only hear clatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chimney upstairs. The echo is so prominent it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying and what's producing them. What are you doing? Lieutenant asks as he sees you climb halfway inside the furnace. I'm hallucinating, or maybe it's the entity. I hear the murderer, the hangman, talking. Wait, really? Take your head out of the chimney, please. It's not safe. I heard voices. Maybe it's the malignant entity. Palisant says that it lives in the chimney. You're right. The rooms do not look connected. But malignant entities don't exist. At least not the supernatural kind. There always has to be the skeptic man. This man. Smear your hands with coal. A lush layer of coal now covers your skin, turning it into wrinkles. Your hands look ancient. Maybe you could paint something with the coal. Leave a cave painting for future archaeologists? No, wait, that would be stupid. Yell into the furnace. Kick it with your foot. I'll leave those options till we save it. Hello! You muster all the strength and yell, Hell Coco. A dehydrated, hungover throat can produce a little more than a dry croak. Lifelong smoking and drinking will do that to you. Chatter from the chimney continues as before. Seems you need no apparent impression on whatever's up there. Then again, maybe it's actually worth actually trying something up there. Kick it with your foot. Oh! Shit, I'm gonna die. Health critical. Oh my god. Whew. Let's just load the game. No point getting hurt. Do I actually have 2 health now? Yeah, I do have 2 health now. It's weird. It gave me 2 health. Huh. I don't know. Charges 2. Charges 3. Maybe that's like how many health potions I have? I don't know. Alright, so... nothing there. I came from there. I could try yelling up again, but I don't think it's going to work. I'm not going to reload it. Hello. Check failure. Something's up top. Let's unplug the other one. Why'd you do that? I don't know why I unplugged it. I do things for that reason. Lieutenant raised his eyebrows, but does not say anything. The electric distribution board now only has one cable missing. So I think the black one was plugged into it. The black one was plugged into the ice cream maker. That's why I did it. Electronic doorbell. An odd call box with a push matrix. East Delta Commerce Central. This must be the name of the Doom Commerce area. These are all choices. East Delta Pinball. Whirling in Rags. Ice City. Fortress Accident. Slipstream. Slipstream SCA. Hello, is anyone there? Yes, this is Tricentennial Electronics. A woman's voice crackling in the static. Have you come to place an order? She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. The receiver must not be working properly. But wait, what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electronics on the list. Hold on, Tricentennial Electronics? I thought I was calling Slipstream SCA. My God. Exchange the look for you. Sorry? It's you. My God, I didn't think I would hear your voice again. She must be mistaking me for someone else. Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it. Yeah, it's me. Here I am again, crawling back into your life. Michael, please. She just stops. You can hear her breathe heavily. Her breath distorted by ancient static. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care. Of course I care. It's just that I've been going through some tough time. Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind has been wiped clean. A spot of static overrides her words, and she speaks again. Sounds like she's submerged. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice to finally forget. Forget about what? Oh God, please don't cry. Oh, you see. Here. Are you still there? Yeah. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static waves washing ashore on the bay. What just happened? I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing. Alright, goodbye then. Taxi. Fashion. 24-hour window. Boxing. Ardu. Har Adaladu Hair. Main hall. Please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games. Halcyons, it's me. I'm investigating the Doom commercial area, just like we discussed. Oh, sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell's broken. The bookstore shouldn't be on the list anymore. So I can't help you. Please don't call her again. Empty card. This button looks new, but someone has removed the name. Nothing happens when you try to ring it. Huh. Okay. I don't know if there's anything else I can do in here. There's a password. Maybe there's a stairs. Up. Ah, there we go. Safety curtains. Iron safety curtains. Cursor for you. Folded like bellows. It covers half the room, blocking the way into a colossal industrial chimney. This must be where the entity lives. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voices probably come from here. Hello, I yelled it, but it didn't work. Your voice becomes a raspy croak mid-sentence. It sounds like an abandoned office. No one answers you. Sire, maybe suggest something. Think of yelling into the furnace as a grand performance. Use your chest voice, not your head voice. Sing from the diaphragm. Perhaps that's not such a bad idea. Try again, son. Hello. Shoes. Someone live here? The floorboards creak. Postcard. So it wants me to what? Yeah, look. Looks like the remains of the 24-hour window repair shop. Oops. I'm going to go back. That's another thought. Is this Emma's Altair? Yeah. That's how you're saying. Low on morale, put points into volition. Yeah, it looks like I have 2 lines there and 1 line there. So I have 3 charges. Alright, so let's save it again. Hello. Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes through the chimney's depth. The shatter of tiny voices suddenly cease, and then... Hello? Hello? Are you there? Speak to me. Nice. After you. Weird. Only way to talk to them is to yell them through the furnace. Save the game again. This tray is full of dice, colorful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. flashlight. Candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on a throne of tools with an emerald light shining through her hair.
Try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
She's got a direct view into the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching. What do you mean about milieu?
Yes, a milieu is like a calling station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats her headphones.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
You must be confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
How did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Where are you moving? Asking me about dice.
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
Sure, I like role-playing games. I need some dice.
Very good. My rate is 10 real per set. Unless you want something really unusual. Take a look around and see if there is any particular stone you want to use.
The walls around her are covered with rows of precious stones and materials. It looks almost as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shelves like stalagmites. No falsehoods or presents. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need. How did you become a dice maker? How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first. But that was an unfocused field, too much competition. Some of my friends are role players, and they asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. It grew from there. Do you like role-playing games yourself? Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. The role players as customers, they're nice people. Some of the nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the whirling rags? Nothing really. I didn't know him. Lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window. Your window looks directly down the courtyard. You're saying you didn't hear or see anything unusual last Saturday evening? Sorry, Detective. As you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window. What do you mean by daily ruckus? Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard. She tries to stop and come up with an example. During daytime, there's usually those kids that they've seen a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike. She just heard of the murder, yet did not see it, sir. She looks up at the window, pale light. I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid. And you never took your eyes off work to look out the window? I might have, but in this case, all I could see through my window was my own reflection staring back at me from the darkness. It's light here, but dark in the yard at night. It makes it really hard to see anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone. You often work Sunday nights? It's an odd profession making dice for people, but I like it, and I prefer doing this than to sitting at home. I see, thank you. Hey, where are we anyway? What is this place? We're inside the chimney of an old commercial furnace. It's strange, I know. She looks at the ready bricks to make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted here, there are still signs of coal soot here and there. But when I arrived, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay rent here, so that's a plus. Creative. Tenant looks around the spacious room. The ceiling fades into shadows above. I heard this place is cursed. Do you know people call it the doomed commercial area? I've heard stories. She nods as the winds howl in the furnace shaft above, but I don't think the stories are true. Wait, how do you explain what happened to all those companies then? It's just capitalism. We only hear tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail. Palisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with maligned enemies. Palisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow? Actually, the bookstore isn't doing well. Hardly any customers, and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep it going. Alright, but it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex. Hold on, the whirling is part of the Doom commercial area? You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time under the same East Delta Commercial Central project. No, the whirling isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off and the customers have trouble paying the bills. And then there's me. She sighs, looking at the messy work table. All the kind of tools are scattered about knives and Carling files. I've been here 14 years selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it? Maybe it's just because she's so talented and able to woo the curse. Palisance thinks it's because you're the source of it. A malignant entity. Malignant entity? What does it even mean? Some kind of sorceress? What about you, officer? You think I'm a malignant entity? I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations. Exactly. The truth is always so disappointing, mundane, and boring. But I'm glad we sorted this out. Anything else I can help you with today? Know what happened to other tenants? More or less. Are you interested in anyone Pacific? Man, there's a lot of them. Hair salon. Next to the bookstore, right? Yes, I think it was called Androgmagus Orlando or something like this. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of them. Androgynous. A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad. But it's not about haircut, it's about the confidence. What's wrong with a bit of experimenting? Guess it just wasn't the time yet. What happened to the gym downstairs? It wasn't merely a gym, it was a boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drug and crime. And who was Artemep? A kind man from Zemix. I heard he had trouble with the law when he was younger. That's why he wanted to start a gym, his way of giving back. And did it work out? It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinis even worse. At some point, someone started to rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines. It's not really that. No one would store drugs like that. Eventually, the coalition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since. What was all the debris in the hallway? Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with that? Turns out the business was actually set up front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milieu. Who would have guessed? What's that? They never cleaned up the debris either, and littering the hallway, and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own. Very cool idea about the debris. What's stuff milieu? It's a sub-Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders of real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it. Nothing changes in her tone. She says that. It says if another piece of information to lay are for the world. Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-Rosas. This isn't our problem. Someone here makes stuffed animals? I see a lot lying around. You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs. I noticed mannequins, creepy mannequins. There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I've forgotten I've forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years until the insect rights activists came up. Insect right activists? What in the name of? The Yatteler produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made of an oxidant where it is extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the oxidant. The activists shut down the biggest chitin suppliers, of course, which caused the price to skyrocket. And naturally all the fashionable taste makers refused to be seen in chitin from then on. He went bankrupt before he could finish the collection. But insects don't have any brains or feelings. Actually, insects do have brains, but yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far. As she sifts around, you notice several dead flies in the window front of her. Legs up. They're not moving. Anything else? What's the deal with the rotor blades and skis? They're made from a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took a vacation with all their money. She rests her chin on her hands with an impish smile. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tubular somewhere, wherever he is. That's illegal, running off with the company's money like that. Why hasn't he been arrested? Sure, it's illegal, but it's not exactly extraordinary in business. Beyond Slipstream is history now. All the remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around. They're just props. Why return them? Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait. It would take way too long. Some strange machine in the blackboard's main room. Fortress accident, the radio game station. She closes her eyes as some remnant of a memory lights up in her face. They were an interesting bunch. We talked about role-playing systems every now and then. Once I even saw two of them get into fisticuffs over Worrell. That's understandable. Fantasies are serious things. The mind is the drawing board of history. They certainly took their work very seriously, even if they seemed to be chronically liberal with their schedules. What do you mean liberal? What happened? As usual, they ran out of money and couldn't get the project done on time. What went wrong? Well, I did hear them talking about times. She looks at the hallway as if she can hear a chit-chat behind her curtains as on a cigarette break. They seem to believe they were historical individuals on some grand quest. She almost sounds mocking when she says that. From what I've seen, the project did look quite impressive. Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. You know how markets are rigged to keep out new businesses and so on. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic and to show up to work on time. Well, showing up to work on time is incredibly hard. And so is producing something extraordinary. Her eyes wander the shelves full of dice prototypes and discarded models. There was an ice cream company with a terrifying taxidermied bear in the cellar. Oh boy, the fabled Rivacall Ice City. You're in for a treat here, she smiles and leans closer, hands on her knees. A stand-up comedian ready to tell a story. The place was owned by two guys who had a rather innovative idea about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about the other ideas. Indeed, what were their other ideas? Alright, what were their other ideas? There was just really one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared disturb their bored magazine browsing. She leans back, disapproving. Sounds like she really doesn't know how to be a female ally. Frit does the same thing. She doesn't have support of the women, not bring them down. I'm not just talking about women. They were also men, miniature gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream stand. And they already had the bear. She closed her eyes to remember something painful. What about the bear? The bear, she repeats, pressing her thumbs on her temples like they were trying to suppress a headache. Didn't work out? Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants to buy ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work out too well either. Half the ice cream came out malformed or partially melted. Eventually, Rebel Ice Cream lost a price war to its rival, Lacey 5000. Lacey 5000 sold Carnival Sundays only 5 cents a piece out of regular fridges. The bear is scary. Every time I saw that bear, I felt scared. I felt like it could come alive at any moment. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. Said he missed his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it a megatherion. Sounds cool. Why is everyone doing drugs in this place? Even the taxidermist. Megatherion. Mega wild beast. What's that? An imaginary beast that guides you through the walk of life by telling you to do more drugs, mostly. I do drugs. I got a vision beast myself. I don't do drugs. Very good. You shouldn't do them. You're a police officer after all. Anyway, now that the story has fallen out of the ice cream pyre. Now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire. She seems almost sad finishing the story. Some dust beams swirl in the afternoon air. Her eyes fall idly. Little sparkling embers under the window. Anything else? I found the building's intercom, but it seems like most of the doorbells aren't working. Oh, right. She rubs her forehead. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of the doorbells work, including mine. I'm in the middle of connecting the wire. Sorry about the confusion. The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then. So you're telling me the doorbell with the empty name card was yours? That's right, I haven't written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless now. It doesn't work yet. I was wondering about Whirling in the Rags. Is it part of the same complex? You could say so. Both houses are built at the same time under the East Delta Commerce Project. That explains why you can call the Whirling from the intercom. I bet I doubt anyone responds. If the Whirling is part of the same complex, the darkness place is there too. I saw a name, East Delta Pinball, on the doorbell. That's right, it used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, bureaucracy, tick-track, especially pinball. Agreed. Pinball is the worst. A strange thing happened when I tried a company called Slipstream RCA. Someone answered. She looks as if she doesn't believe you. That can't be true. They don't work anymore. They've been gone for years. Are you sure it was Slipstream RCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Palance from the bookstore. She said it was from Tricentennial Electronics. It used to be a major electronic company 100 years ago. Are you sure it just wasn't some kind of kids playing pranks on you? It was too real to be a prank. Either we're dealing with a professional actress or... composure. Whatever happened, keep your cool. It's probably better to admit that it was a harmless prank. No, something else. Something eerie. Pranks can be eerie. She looks as if she's still convinced it's nothing to be worried about. Kids these days. We were just one of them, and now they're terrorizing us. No solidarity. A few more questions about the building. Intercom. Other questions. Order of dice. Do you have any cursed dice? What do you mean by cursed? Curses in this commercial area. Alright, how about I surprise you? I'll give you a cursed die. Most extraordinary dice. Star that fell from the firmament. Those cost more than 7 real. Are you sure? I don't know. How about an amber die? normal die. I'll make normal dice. What kind of die do you think fits my personality? I think I have just the right one for you. She opens the top drawer of her desk, takes something out. 2 polyhedrals, red and blue, cradled in her palm. Oh, I don't get it. You're a police officer here, right? Here, catch. They're a gift from me. Beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it. Totally overthinking it. Catch. Mr. Smooth moves. You snatch the dice out of the air with one hand, just like the movie. Wink at the dice maker. What are the odds? The dice maker winks back at you. The red one is made of bloodstone with lapis lazuli inlay, and the blue one is the inverse. I believe these dice are your lucky charm, officer. She winked back at you. Can you believe it? You truly are Mr. Smooth Moves. Alright, so now I got some dice, huh? Postcard. Old rifle. Shot put. A bunch of weird shit. Trauma. I think that's all from her. Let's see if we can finish this quest around. Does he hate me? Because
it's dark.
Flashlights go in your hand. Yes, you might have been called a feature of the universe that you need to hold tools to use them. That makes no sense at all. Sorry, the fundamental laws of the universe don't seem to agree with you, detective, but the fact remains it's too dark to see anything without the flashlight. That's funny. I guess I still don't have the password though, do I? Frequency fireplace. The old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in red and blue marker, the mesh spreading over the stone. Blood alabaster looks ancient. The whole thing resembles Kidrid mosaic tale. Hold on. How would I know Kidrid mosaic tales are supposed to look like? History class. Students with their textbooks open, studying roots of our civilization. What am I looking at? Radio frequencies, it seems. Written notes too, sparse and cryptic. Radio frequencies for what? Unclear. Looks like a cardiovascular system. Splits and veins, capillaries, very advanced. The anatomy of the curse. Think so? It was comprised of web radio stations led all back to one heart. The game master frequency. A note says, no, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive air width. These things don't come cheap. Wait, who is the game master? Someone very important. A conductor for hundreds of story threads that pass through the game master's frequency. If it's a game, then who's playing? Whoever decides to call into a call-in radio station looks like. A list of names of stations suggests people across 6 isolas will be playing. There's no way a little basement radio station working here could pull off anything like this. My God. Lieutenant leans closer, his finger tracking the maddening. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. The cost of air width alone must have been huge. Exactly. He nods at the calendar, chalkboard wiping his marker-stained figures clean against his jacket. The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company's running out of funding. What else? Nothing, just lines of marble. So you want to talk to me?
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
Um, it's a failed business. Yes, that is the question. It looks like he's ready to play out a fine theory crafted together into a puzzle box. It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games, only the people were trying to automate it. Make it work on radio computers. And how are they planning to do that? Through call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game as long as they have a two-way radio. Then there's a game master frequency that listens in the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate stories, functioning as a master of ceremonies of sorts. Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into subfrequencies. Anyone done that before? Not to my knowledge. They make automated games in these places. You know, places with industry. Not in Rivashall West, among the ruins. And this is a role-playing game? Indeed, these Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of a royal board game with heat death thrown in. Super cool. Someone can make millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished. What do you think happened to the company? No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule. Wow. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but the world is so cold and lonely. This would keep it company. Let's finish it. Do you have any money? Let's give them more money so they can finish it and make it even bigger. It's too late for that, I'm afraid, he says, looking at the desolate room, the pipes. Okay, let's keep moving.
Yes?
Yeah, I wish I knew the password. Alright, well, whatever.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
The dark sarcophagus. Yes, how was it? Tell her how ghastly it was. You know that's what she wants to hear. It was a charnel house of failed business enterprises, leeching life energy from this bookstore. I knew it. Oh, such horrors have been thrust upon us. What else did you find? Did anything survive? No, of course not. Have you located the entity? I talked to the entity I told you told me about. Her name is Nia, and she's a novelty dice maker. A novelty dice maker, eyes widened. Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? Some sort of sorcery? Sometimes use the ankle bones of sheep. No, ma'am, I have felt her aura. She's not the one to blame for this curse. I don't understand. If it's not her, then where's the source of the doom? How does she explain the curse? The narrative she's built herself, it does need tearing down. She's squeezing the pendant too tight, a drop of blood in her palm. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire. The source is the taxidermist shop. He became involved in the darker arts of taxidermy and brought void spirits down upon this place. Oh, how hard. I knew there was something wasn't right about this place. Tell me, did you find a way to break the curse? Yes, I performed ancient Simonese dispelling rites. This commercial area is doomed no more. Of course, I trust that Simonese words and charms kept you safe while you performed the ancient rites. She looks at you with sudden admiration. All that matters is the energies are retreating. I can already feel the curse lifting. It won't be long until we are fully free from it, of course. But still, thank you, Arch Officer. Truly, you've brought a better psycho-nomination to the humble bookstore, and that's no small achievement. Level up. She so badly wants it to be over. She would have believed anything. Alright then, all's well that ends well. Shall we return to our ordinary lives? Yes. Nice. I'm curious the different paths. I'm going to save it here. And I'll come back to this save, but I want to reload. Like different ways to end it with her and see if she gives me... See if she's pissed or whatever. If I just tell her the truth.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there?
Honestly, just a dump.
Dark sarcophagus.
Talk to the entity. She's not the one to blame. There needs to be followed like that strange radio computer thing. Just capitalism. Wait, what? The entire economic system is cursed? Yes, I'm afraid that only world revolution can help you. Another revolution. I understand what's going on here. You went rummaged around, accomplished nothing, and now you're telling me these intellectual things are coming up for it? It's okay. You don't have to. I was wrong to trust another person. I will manage this calamity as I always have on my own. So she's kind of pissed. I did get the 70 skill points, though. So it probably doesn't overly matter how you solve it.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
She's a businesswoman. Can she explain it? Too many inconsistencies. First, you're one of the inconsistencies. She's been running up and running for a long time. She's a psychic leech. You've fallen for a manipulation. The investigation is over. I just hope you haven't made anything worse by going in there. She's just too far gone in her own mind. Yeah, it looks like the path I chose is fine. I wonder, in the rare chance, would she have a password? Highly unlikely. I will try it once more and see if, like, the radio thing lead. It's very unlikely she'll tell me a password.
You're alive and well. Don't keep me waiting now. What's in there? In that dark sarcophagus?
She's not to blame. Strange radio computer thingy. Yeah, she doesn't like me. You're a ghost. You're no ghost whisperer. You're an alcoholic. Alright, whatever. Okay, now I have another point to put into something. Level up. Should I put it into this or put it into endurance? I almost think I should put it into endurance because that way if I take a hit point, I won't die. So now I have 2 bars of each and charges. Unequip that. Alright, let's save the game. Alright, that's good stuff for the episode. Thanks for watching. See you next time.